It's required. So
I'm thinking
it's a huge opportunity though. I didn't realize how big it was till I did my own. But they wouldn't get signed on my signing papers without, at least talking to my mom, and then on top of that, just figuring it out and researching for myself what I want to do.
right.
Wait, so you have to do an internship there.
Mm-hmm. So
Once they give you the money, or once?
Yeah, so they give me the money. So the $10,000 is
Up to 10,000, right?
Yes, up to $10,000. So I don't know how much money they're going to give me, but I have to work an internship in the company that they want me to work in. So it's like a widespread. I think I see Children's Hospital on there. I see CPS on there.
Oh, did they actually give a list?
Yeah, it was a list of like the different companies that's with this fellowship. So I get to choose which one I want to do. But I have to work there, and I have to agree to a year after, but I get a $5,000 bonus. Does that make sense?
That one is for the Child and Family Services, right?
No, this is just for this whole fellowship. Because I'm either way it go, I'm still gonna get a $5,000 bonus to even work at the company I work at my internship. But I gotta know the logistics and things of that nature. But I'm leaning toward doing it though because it's so wide. It's so many jobs.
There's so much you can do to qualify. We have a lot of community behavioral health centers. That's what it comes down to.
I thought it was literally like just
CPS.
Yeah, I thought it was just CPS and things of that nature. The list is so long. I was like, oh.
So where'd you find that list? That's actually a good list to find.
I looked it up. It was I just looked up Ohio Great Minds Fellowship.
And they have like a list of agencies that qualify.
It was a lot.
I think we need
it's literally brand new. Like they just passed it in fall of 2023.
That's why she needs to become an Ohio resident ASAP.
ASAP. Like
that's the thing.
It's so many.
You can.
I registered to vote and I put the school address on there, but
I couldn't believe it.
I need to get my license.
Yes, that's what I did.
And then go there and be like, hey, can I have my Ohio license?
Yeah.
Right.
Unless I take it here, but I don't.
Yeah, and then it was like too like my biggest thing was I gonna have to stay out here for my internship? Because I don't really want to be in Dayton. I don't want to be out here. I'm just here for school, but it's so much in Columbus. I was shook. I'm like, but Columbus has always been a big spot for social work. But that was my biggest thing. If I couldn't get none in Columbus, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, well, there's so many agencies in Columbus. How many did you find? Like 10?
Hella.
What were the names of the ones in Columbus, just so I can remember?
I gotta look back.
Is there a Lighthouse Youth Services there, or is
Yeah,
that only in
Lighthouse.
Cincinnati? Okay.
I gotta look back at the list. I kind of skimmed through it, but
Right.
when I say I'm about to like really read,
Dig in.
and see
Okay.
what I do. But all I know is my mom sent me Nationwide. That's where I want to be.
Because she's a social worker too.
Yeah,
Right?
my mom
So what is Nationwide? Maybe I look up that agency.
Nationwide Children's Hospital?
Oh, so that's one of the CB Community Behavioral Health Centers, CBCs. Okay.
My mom works in one too. Actually, somebody from Central State. I forget the girl's name. She graduated. No, she ain't graduated. Did she graduate or she on? I think she got one more year. She's doing an internship at my mom's job right now.
Community Behavioral Health
Center. Figure out how I can get on with them. If I can get on with them, they're part of Children's Service.
They even have school-based health services. Holy shit.
Man, they got so much,
Right. Okay. No, this is good to know. Is we need to tell them that they gave Central $300,000. If 30 people only qualify, then you would get 10. It sounds like we may have 45 to 55.
That's actually a great estimate. I think you're right.
Right?
Yeah,
that are juniors and seniors and qualify. So that's why, no, I've been trying to look into it. And then we want the government to send us the money. They want us to front the students the money and they'll pay us back. And Central don't play that. Homie don't play that. They're like,
So they want you to like give
$300,000 away and then they'll pay us back. We're like, we're already 12 million in the hole. We don't have money to give away. Like we can't just print it. The government prints the money. We don't print the money.
Oh, they really don't give it.
They do. They just are like, well, if you need it in a hurry, then give it to them. So we can't do that. They have negative $12 million right now, apparently. So I don't know what that looks like. There is 300,000 for Central. We probably do have 45 to 55 students. We'd like everybody to get a piece of the action. So it's like,
Man, listen, sad part is everybody can't get a piece of action.
True.
That's what the qualification is for.
True.
You apply for scholarships the way you apply. Like, you just not everybody's going to get it. It comes off qualification. But I know as soon as I see that email,
Right.
I'm going to be on it ASAP. And my people's been bugging me about
Right. Yes.
No,
I brought my food. If you're hungry, you can eat off my food too. It's I was going to bring it down to Perdomo. We eat all the diabetes foods, and I ran 7.4 yesterday. Right, that's what I was saying. It's got chocolate in the middle. Like, it's legit. It's got chocolate in the middle. It's
this shit looks nasty.
Really? Are you like a super health freak, or what's the deal?
I won't say I'm a super health freak now.
I like croissants. I just never had cheese stuff.
That's just chocolate stuff.
Yeah. I mean chocolate, not cheese.
Cheese stuff would be really good.
Yeah, cheese is good.
You want it?
No.
You should try it.
Who in the fuck is now? As I'm on YouTube Live, there's this lady who is donating to social and behavioral sciences. And they got a bunch of money, and I'd like to earmark it for you guys to apply to graduate schools, to take your licensure test, to what else do you do when you finish college? Okay, yeah.
Hey man, make sure y'all tap into that podcast. Okay.
You have to go down today?
I already done. You subscribe?
No, I really want to be on
YouTube.
YouTube. I YouTube on this one. I got a new phone, so I didn't download everything back.
You at least got to sign into YouTube.
You can watch it through the web app, though, probably,
Yeah.
right?
But I need to subscribe so you can catch up on episodes. Dr. Chuck, you also can subscribe.
What's that?
You also can subscribe.
To your YouTube.
Yeah, my podcast.
Okay, no, I will. I like to subscribe to stuff because, well,
I think it's really fun.
that's good. Are you guys the ones who did the what is happening for what's your dance for the football game this weekend? They did a brand new podcast they were pushing through the dean.
No, they
Who's that?
Theirs is school related. Mine
So it is
my podcast.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
And you're on YouTube or another?
yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Oh wait, I just saw it says like and subscribe. That's hilarious. On top of it, all right. So you could work at Nationwide.
Yeah.
I always think that's a car rental place. So
You said what?
I always thought it's a car rental place.
Nationwide Children's
That's
Hospital.
good car insurance.
Nationwide is on your side.
Oh, no. So, where you from? You from Michigan? Oh, yeah. Nah, this is the hospital. This is our biggest hospital.
Okay.
Oh.
Children's Hospital.
Oh.
Nah, this is a nationwide car insurance. This is
Right.
our biggest hospital.
Yes.
That's out here.
That's in Columbus. Well, I guess.
And then
I'm out here. I'm in Ohio.
Yeah.
I want to try to find this email to show you guys because I'm trying not to be a hater, but it was aggressively needy. And I get it. She has money to donate to Central and she wants us to call like ASAP. So
Get on that, man. Get the money.
Yeah, I'm playing like we need some money.
it was all the social workers on it and they want to give it to the college. So that really is Edison or Amy. So I got all of them on it. And then obviously nobody was. There it is. I called. Did anybody else even reply? Let's see here. Watch this be all my. Look at that. That's all me. Yes, me. She's like, all right, where the fuck are you? Me. And she's like, for real. She's like, good afternoon. I know everyone's busy, but can someone call me before the end of the day? I have questions and monies need to be collected. I have bring them to the homecoming. Time is moving fast. I believe my number was on the initial email, but just in case, I don't think her let's see. Well, and it went to not me. It went to. You guys know who Mitt Joyner is?
Who?
Mitt Joyner is a senator who died suddenly. We keep on going about this thing. We were talking about this the other day. How many people have you guys heard of in your family or your friends that have died suddenly in the past year? Family?
No, my friend.
Oh, you had a friend?
No, my friend, her mom had passed away like out of nowhere. Yeah.
Sudden and unexpected. How old?
Her mom was like, only her early 40s, late
My
40s,
age.
Yeah.
I'm 45. I guess I'm next.
Please don't say that. What is wrong with you?
Like, why is everybody dying suddenly and unexpectedly? Like, somebody tell me.
That's crazy.
Did we watch it on Monday or Wednesday?
Oh, the COVID shot thing?
Yes. What do you think about it? Is it because if we got the.
You a conspiracy theorist? You think it's because of the COVID
What do
shot?
you all think? I want to hear what you all think.
I don't know. I don't like thinking about stuff like that.
I know.
I
So
mean,
it sounds like you haven't had anybody die suddenly or
I mean,
unexpectedly.
my friends, people recently didn't die suddenly, but I don't be trying to think of stuff. Like
How
that.
old were they?
Probably in their 50s.
Well, because they want us to get a booster this week. You know that, don't you?
I never got the COVID shot.
I ain't getting a
They
booster.
wanted to get a booster. I'm not touching nobody's booster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all money for the insurance companies.
Is that the whole point of vaccination? Is like you don't need those, like you don't really need no more shots like you got.
You would hope,
It's
yeah.
Like the flu shot, you gotta get the flu shot. Every so often. Yeah, I don't get the flu shot either. I only had one time and it was like up to after that, my mom never took me.
Correct. I don't like thinking about it either. I'd rather not. But what the reason why this money came available is this woman died suddenly and unexpectedly. And it was Mitt Joyner. She is
Scary. That's probably why they don't want the money.
right. She's a centrillion from the class of 71. So how old would that make her? Like 70? Okay. She had a fellow centrillion depart in July. Her name was Mildred Mitt Joyner. You may have met her, spoke with her on the phone. You probably heard her name. She was a national president of the Social Work Association. Died suddenly. She also was a member of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. Which one is that?
The poodles?
Is it the Poodles?
Yeah.
I don't know. That is that for real?
Blue, yellow, and
Sorority sisters would like to make a donation in Mitt's name. So we got to like go and receive a check. Maybe we'll do it during class in 2
They
weeks.
already get that, or she gonna mess around and just give it to her chapter.
She was about to.
Yeah.
Yep.
don't do that. Listen, go get that.
That's what I'm saying. Look how many times I have corresponded. As you know me, have you guys ever sent an email to me that has, and even if it's a dumb ass reply, do I always reply?
Yeah.
Even if it's like incomprehensible, right? You're like, what the fuck is he trying to say?
Yeah, because you emailed me back talking about, what did you say? You said something about the assignment that we just had to turn in, and that made me come to class like, what? What are you even saying?
Because it didn't make sense. Because I got dyslexia.
It'd
Yeah.
be like that.
What's that?
I said it'd be like that.
Yeah. But, so, because that was what, your group observation or leading the group? You were leading the group.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the other dates you guys picked.
I did mine already.
I know you did.
I was gonna do it.
That's what I was going to say. So turn in your whatever notes or whatever you have. You'll probably be like, I don't have anything. But turn in whatever you have that like helped guide you through leading that group, even if it's just like. So let's find that.
Trying to turn in like a whole PDF thing.
You said a whole PDF?
Yeah. You're like, yeah, that's
Right. You could. I mean, that would be weird, but yes, you could. Maybe that's why. Okay. New assignment, leading the group. Because up till this week, we only had the incompletes from last semester leading the group, right? Does that sound right?
What did you say?
Up till now, we only had people lead the group that were from last semester. Like, for example, Samaje.
I think I present mine next week. I do present next week.
Okay.
On the 27th.
So
Right.
The only one that presented so far.
So far, you, and that's why I'm saying
Already?
she already did her group. She's on it.
It's a cake. I started it. This is easy for real.
So turn in your notes or however it was you led the group. That's what you'll turn in here.
So do you want it typed out or like how do you want? I got it written down.
Some people, that's
Make a PowerPoint or you could just,
right.
You could do it on the document.
Some people do a PowerPoint. They use it as their flashcards. If you're just using written stuff, God, why is it going down? I hate this.
So what do you prefer?
Either one is fine. The most important is that you lead a group. You've got an experience with leading a group. You run it. You also have the YouTube. You could do the YouTube on that day you led it and paste that in.
What do you
Just like,
The day that I presented, I asked him if he wanted me to do a PowerPoint, but he told me no. I'm just going to word document.
right. Some people do the PowerPoints because that's how they, like with my self-care PowerPoint, that's kind of how I had that one. I was leading the group that way. Things we do for self-care. I keep harping on this because too many social workers burn out from lack of self-care. That's why you hear me talk about this forever. We went through the list the other day, but we didn't imagine yourself as a cup. We didn't imagine yourself as a cup yet. Did you imagine yourself as a cup?
I got a question though since we were talking about that.
Yes.
I mean, you could start.
That's okay. No, we listed off all the self-care things you do. You can do. You guys can add to the list too. They are only like the healthy ones here though. We don't really want to have it be like smoke a pack of cigarettes a day like I used to do. That was my self-care for like 10 years.
You said the cigarettes was your
A pack a day. 10 years, a pack a day.
Did you say you at least stop?
I quit. Probably when I was September 11th, 2001, I quit smoking. September 11th.
Was it tough?
Yes, I still chew on them toothpicks. You ever see me chewing on toothpicks?
Is that why you chew on
Yeah.
toothpicks?
Big time. Like I want a cigarette and I reach for a toothpick. I'm like, I don't have them right now. I'm kind of ate up. So
You never went back after you stopped?
I did cigars for a minute and then I've even quit those
I don't
too.
understand cigars, man.
You don't inhale them.
Yeah, I get it, but I just don't understand the point of cigars.
If it's a good cigar, it does. It even gives you a buzz without inhaling it. Like it's a good cigar. You know what I mean? We used to cut them open and roll different stuff in them, but I'm saying like a real good Cuban cigar, you don't even need to cut them open and roll different tobacco in it or whatever you roll in it. It's just a Cuban cigar.
So you really tell me that people who buy a cigar, open it, roll it.
It's the look. It's not, you don't roll it. It's just the look. It's really for the look, like
Just to hold it.
Me and my people do cigars.
You just hold
like, we be chilling, like backyard chilling.
You just light it and let it smoke.
Yeah, like
and
it's
kinda,
not like nothing crazy. It's just for the look. It's the aesthetic.
you just puff because they're expensive.
Yeah, facts.
Then I grew my own tobacco. Yeah. I got the seed from the Dominican Republic and smuggled it back in my dad's cigar kit, and I grew it in Kentucky.
Dr. Job, you grew your own tobacco.
Were you the only B45, bro? You had such a like.
Like you did everything. That is crazy.
It wasn't a great plant, but I got it big enough. We smoked it, and then in Kentucky they harvest every time around this year. And when we drive the back road, sometimes it'll fly off the truck, and we'll just like pick it up and put it in the back
Man,
of the
how
car.
the hell did you end up here? I'm thinking like, how did you end up here?
I think it meets the goal of social workers everywhere to provide more social workers where they're needed, and we need to get more out into the world. But what'd you say?
I'm stuck that you smuggled it from the Dominican.
Oh, the seeds.
Yeah.
Those are easy to smuggle though. If you smuggle a cigar, you're more likely to get busted. Like Customs threw me against the walls. They found some cigars like this in my pocket in Detroit.
You were both of you.
Yeah, the seeds are easy because my dad had cigars, Dominican, and then I put them in the cigar box as if it was just like what fell out of the cigar. Does that make sense? It's smuggled just fine.
So the question I have for you, I'm on the creating group guidelines, the place a piece of a flip chart or poster paper on the wall. And it was, so did you want me to,
We could try to find you one, or you just use that.
I can't?
Yeah, we might need to find
It
markers,
said put
but
like, something in the middle for them so they can brainstorm.
maybe it's double-sided. Yeah,
I can use that, so
Yeah.
I don't gotta, all right, cool.
yeah. That's why we're still keeping paper in here.
So I'm gonna just go past that then, since I know how to use that.
Don't smoke for your self-care because my times running dropped significantly when I smoked. I was slow and it hurt and it like burned and you're like coughing up blood and everything.
Yeah, don't smoke for your self-care.
Yes, don't smoke for your self-care. But that's the list. Maybe you guys already do a lot of these things. Draw, journal, cook, read, smell flowers, pedicure, yoga. Why doesn't it have manicure? We already asked that. They just count that as normal daily activity.
Because you do both.
Right. You would think they would list both. I'm just saying that, like, in jest, like, oh, you get a manicure no matter what. That's not even self-care. You just got to get a manicure, right? Self-care is a pedicure. You got to, like, take off your shoes and
Yeah. Getting your feet done is more stimulating than getting your hands done.
have, like, the fish eat the whatever off
I
you.
remember
That's
doing that
weird.
before.
That's
That's
real
not
weird.
good because the bacteria.
Yes. So that's where we're at. And then, yeah, imagine yourself as a cup. You spend your day hearing stories of others, being with them in their pain and joy. You also have your own story, your own pain and joy. And that's what we need to take care of. Eventually, your cup becomes too full. Some days it's overflowing. You feel that you can't hear one more story of pain. You might snap at a loved one because you're around them the most. That's why you usually snap at a loved one. It's not that you might feel like sleeping all day. Or maybe we try to act cool around our friends all the time so we don't feel comfortable enough to snap at our friends. You know what I mean? Or you snap at a friend. Self-care is what you do to empty that cup. It's critical that you empty your cup every day so that you can re-engage in life and your work and in an effective way, in a healthy way. So they just have like all the different cups that can overflow and how you care for yourself, like emotionally, financially. We threw that one in there because a lot of people will, maybe self-care is shopping, but then you get this $8,000 credit card bill or whatever it is, 800 or 80, whatever is too much for you, you know? Maybe the Kardashians get the $8,000 credit card bill. Right. So, financial self-learning, good financial management skills, particularly in a field that may pay low. Or humorous self, learning to use humor, the loving self, developing and attending to genuine loving relationships that provide support. Service providers have a tendency to give love, taking care of others, without focusing on getting love, like that full circle stuff. Nutritious, so like listening to your body and your good nutritional habits that can sustain and nourish your body. Physical self, develop a routine for physical activity. Vigorous physical exercise has been shown to reduce stress. That's mostly why I run. I do minimum 23 minutes of a high heart rate every day. I don't think I have that yet today. I have 8. Probably walking across campus carrying these 2 bags. Playful self, having free time to enjoy and engage in playful activities. Priority setting self, managing your time. Identifying priorities, setting boundaries, work, play, activities. Like when I saw that email, she's like, can somebody please just call me right now? We got the dean on here, the chair of our department.
They need to get to that.
I jumped on it. It might be whatever October 12th will be. It's probably 2 weeks from today. She's like, we could do a ceremony on a Saturday. I said, ain't nobody going to be around on a Saturday. I know it's homecoming for them, but I'm like, if we do it on a Friday at around 1 or 2, and she'll get. Yeah, so Mid Joyner died suddenly. She's the one who's donating all this money, her sorority.
Y'all doing a ceremony for it?
They're doing a ceremony. They also want to present social and behavioral sciences a big check, like on a cardboard. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, this is coming homecoming.
In 2 weeks. So I'm thinking we should do it during this class so we even have some of you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll come that Friday.
Put it on your podcast, get some publicity, so that's her goal. I'm going to tell Edison the checks are going to be written to him. He's going to be pissed. But somebody had to handle it. She's like, can we just write it to the chair of your department? I'm like, yes. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'll make him. She wasn't responding. But you're right. Yeah. And she may take it for all of Chaz.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I said, SBS is good as we even have some psychology majors become social workers. Like I was a psych major who became a social worker. So like if it's to take the licensure test or to apply to a grad school in social work or whatever, I don't know how much money you think sorority sisters are going to be able to come up.
It depends on
How rich they are.
Yeah,
Class of 71 is going to be baby boomers. They got some money.
Well, if this was singing again on the road, they usually do throw some money out.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be at least $5,000.
Okay. All right. No, that's good.
I think $5,000 is reasonable. I think they get that out.
You think it'll be more?
Now, if they do give out more, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
But I'll say 5,000. I'll say 5, 8. Yeah. Okay. Maybe 8's a stretch though.
Like how many sorority sisters could still be alive if you're 75?
It's a lot.
Okay.
I mean, that sorority been, I don't know how
Okay.
long they've been around, but they've been running for a long time.
Right. Is that Dr. Allen's sorority?
No.
Oh, what about-
Singing in the road? That's a sorority.
Right. But is that Dr. Allen's sorority? You know who I'm talking about? She has pink and green on the desk.
Oh, no, that's AA.
Okay. Okay.
The Fantasia is the Fantasia.
I do, but what is she? She's a.
Singing again on the road.
Well, dude, we need to be asking her for some money. But she's probably
She's
already.
supposed to be coming to homecoming.
And so she's the headline singer.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
supposed to be.
Well, she get bachelor's here.
Huh?
She's getting a bachelor's. That like she is a bachelor level student at Central State University. I have no idea what her major is. Which ones do we have fully online? I'm sure she's fully online.
She is.
Yeah, she's online. I don't
Business,
remember her
probably?
saying her major.
It's probably business. Or are you saying it's like IDS, interdisciplinary studies, where you could, that could be hers. All right. Here's the last two of these, nurturing the self. You got recreational self. You got to engage in a hobby that can provide regular stimulation. And then relaxation and stress reduction. Combating over-arousal or our own reaction to crisis and stress based on traumatic stress response by developing a relaxation response, such as deep breathing, which they say you can lower your heart rate. If you like get scared easily and you learn how to breathe through it, you can actually regulate your heart by just a deep breath, like one that goes way into the bottom of the lungs. Some people do. Okay, solitary self. That's why I run alone. I know all these people that run in groups and they won't run or exercise unless if it's a group.
I hate running with people that ain't gonna hold their own.
Yes.
I only go with the select people.
Yes.
Select person.
I'm a lone shark. I go all by myself for about an hour. Yesterday I ran almost to Xenia and then turned around and came back. So it was 7.4 miles. I wanted to die. The spiritual religious self. So that's the last one.
7.4 miles is crazy.
That
I'll run 3 to 4. 7.4 24.
I'm trying to get back into my 20s and 30s. How I
I can tell.
used
I'm
to.
24.
I'm trying to flex. So then here's the last religious self. Some people do meditation. Here's a meditation one. You might have heard this before. It's called the Prayer of St. Francis. It could be a mantra you repeat over and over, but it's, Lord, make me a channel of thy peace. Where there is hatred, I may bring love. Where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness. Where there is discord, I may bring harmony. Where there is error, I bring truth. Where there is doubt, I may bring faith. Where there is despair, I may bring hope. That where there are shadows, I may bring light. Where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Or grant that I may seek to comfort rather than to be comforted, to understand rather than be understood, to love than to be loved. For it's by self-forgetting one finds, it's by forgiving one is forgiven, and by dying one awakens to eternal life. So that's like something some people repeat for meditation. I say you got to do at least 3 of these 4. Because a lot of people talk about a triangle. If it was like a stool you're sitting on, and I know this is a diamond, but the stool would stay up with like 3 legs and 4 legs. But if you drop it down to just 2 legs, you're going to fall over. If you just do physical and intellectual health, you might not be getting enough self-care. Or just spiritual and emotional health, might not be enough self-care. But if you do 3 of them, like physical, intellectual, and spiritual, you'll have like a balance there, like the triangle. That's my explanation of it. And you guys get to develop a self-care plan. It's not homework. This is just for your own self-care. So it's like develop a self-care
I
plan.
actually do have a self-care 100%.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Nice. Who is it for?
I'm about tired of seeing self-care.
Is it Nikita? Oh, of course it's Nikita.
Wait. She posted something in the general practices too.
Oh, wait, did that say, no, we 3, this is 2.
No, 1. I mean. Are you taking 1 too?
No, I'm taking 3.
Oh, cool. I'm like, she'll never post nothing in that class.
You're not in 3.
No, I'm in 1. I'm in 1
Right.
and 2. I think I take 3 next semester.
So you can use all that info on yourself.
Yeah, she been canceling class this week though.
She said
Her
she
grandma
was in
died.
emergency,
Yeah, that is sad. She said suddenly and unexpectedly. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, it kind of pisses me off. That's why I'm a little.
So, yeah,
It's really getting scary because like another, well, not really my friend, my boyfriend's friend, his grandma passed away too this week. That's why I'm like, bro,
How old were they?
I don't know, but it's like grannies. I feel like that's kind of expected. You
you
know
know,
Right.
I should expect my grandma moving good. She looking good.
I mean,
Right.
it really just depends on their age, but I feel like grandmas passing away, you know, a little bit more realistic.
Yeah,
They are a little older and stuff.
Right.
Like that.
But you're right. Like the average health age was 78 for men, like 80 some for women. The past 3 years, it's gone down for the first time ever. How old is your grandparents?
My grandma
70?
is, the grandma on my dad's side, she like in her late 50s.
Okay.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, she probably just turned 60. And then my grandma on my mom's side, she probably pushing 70. She like in her mid 60s and stuff.
Okay. Yep. I'll be 63 when my kid's 18 years old. I was laughing at that.
I mean, that's not too bad.
I know. That's why I'm trying to keep up with them. I did 14 total miles yesterday, so I should be able to keep up. They can't
That's
never.
why you're trying to stay in good shape, because you don't want to be crippled.
Yep. Right. But there's also a point where you can do too many miles and cripple yourself. So I got to balance that out too. I'll run them down. They can never run away from me.
When is the last day for presentations?
Ideally, you guys get them done in the next few weeks.
Because next
I
week
don't
is
like,
the
I don't
last
like when you
week of
say that. I like
September.
trying to get my stuff done as early as
ASAP.
possible. Yeah.
That's what she did.
Listen, I'm with her. I'm right next to her. I'm coming back next week. I will be done.
But why are you asking? She said next week is what?
Next week is the last week of September.
Oh, right. Yes.
You've given us till October, what, to
let's say even the week after homecoming. Because there's a lot in this class. We might even have some.
The 16th is the last day of present, or the 18th.
The 18th, but you've already done it, right?
Yeah.
You're asking for somebody else.
No, I'm just asking.
Okay. Like, when are we going to get this show on the road kind of thing?
Because I was really going to ask what's the next assignment that we got to do.
The big major final paper.
That's
So-
when, November.
It'll be like literally November 30th, December 1st. But we'll be constructing that all the way through. And here's why. Here's a perfect example of a group we are creating for Central State University. And that was 98 pages. See that?
Y'all trying to bring a new group to campus?
Horticulture therapy with Dr. Sonia Hunt. So she's in charge of it, but we had to write. Guess how much this grant was written for? If you were to guess.
50K.
Getting closer.
300 is more than that. 200. 150.
Do you see a number on here yet? I gotta dig through this to show you the number.
I can, yeah, like, oh, I see. Dang. It's almost like while we're getting closer, we was nowhere near.
You were 1/10 of it or 1/6 of it. I still don't know why we didn't just ask for.
600.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the extra $613 if obviously the grant was up to $600,000. I'll take the extra $613.
Well, then who put 599?
That's all we could add up into all the expenses. So the 98 pages to create this grant and group, after it explains every single damn thing we're doing with the money. First off, Central gets half. That's how all grants work. The school gets half your money.
Bro, what they need 250K for? What they need?
Their $12 million deficit. That doesn't even put a dent in it, does it?
No.
Then we all had to submit our conflict of interest form. Like, are we being sketchy? Are we like stealing money? Whatever. That's kind of what that is. Next is like, what does the group look like? What will we do? And that's, it even gives like our salaries and everything. So
Yeah, so what does the group do? Cultural therapy? Like, what's that?
Horticulture therapy, you would do even aromatherapy or.
So this is like a self-care.
It is. Dr. Hunt she's already done a pilot study, so we could write about it in here, where they grow mother-in-law's tongue. And if you've heard of mother-in-law's tongue, it's funny why they call it that, because it's the plant that looks like a snake. And hence the mother-in-law's tongue, because your mother-in-law talks about you like a snake. Like, tell that ass he better watch the kids. Something like that. But they grow mother-in-law's tongue because it's hard to kill mother-in-law's tongue. Maybe just like it'll be hard to kill your mother-in-law, and she'll always be talking trash.
Is it hard to kill or is it hard to get away with it?
Hard to kill the mother-in-law's tongue or your actual mother-in-law?
Is it hard to kill her or is it hard to get away
I would say it's a little bit of both.
with it? Not stuff I'm watching.
What have you been watching? Now you got me interested.
So like
They kill their mother-in-law?
No, like okay, so if you have like Discovery Plus, you can watch Snaps, Deadly Women, all that. I watch Deadly Women, and it's just like, dang, I didn't know they were like actual serial, like women, they're actually serial killers. They just weren't documented. Like there's like most nurses, like most nurses are women. They're like able to death.
The nurses that have a mental disorder where they kill their patients. They put. Okay, right.
And then there's one. She was a serial killer, but she was undocumented.
What's that diagnosed as? They even have a diagnosis for that? What is it? What is it, like serial killer? Is that, you know what I mean?
It's
like
part of it.
narcissism? Are you a narcissist if you just want to kill everybody? Like Hitler? Okay.
Hitler was different. He
didn't want to kill everybody.
He just wanted to
kill
Jews and blacks and disabled and.
He wanted somebody. His ideal image was you have to have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Brian-eyed people?
Yeah.
Okay.
He would probably kill them too.
He would kill me.
Yeah. Like, go for it. Like,
even though I got German ancestry, like
he would protest if he wanted to, but
right.
He can't because you not good. But
right.
He was different. He had to study different like that. I don't know. But like,
Okay.
this one woman, she was like into vampires, and that's like the actual thing. Like, actually wanted to drink somebody's blood, kill somebody to drink their blood.
Well, they say that about the child trafficking stuff. You know that, right?
She was like a countess.
But they drink the blood, and it's for a specific chemical produced by the body when you're under duress or trauma. Have you heard of this before?
I thought it was because you had like a low level of like iron.
Oh, that's why they drank the blood?
Well, that's why she drank it. But if you have low iron, you're always, if you have low iron, you're cold, you look sick. She
Yeah.
drank because of that, because it helped her. This one, it helped her look younger, but she just had a low iron. So, and she would kill people. She would kill her servants. And then she'll bathe in
Where do you
blood.
have servants? So this is a long time ago?
Oh, yeah.
150 years ago? Or?
700 years ago.
Oh, okay,
And
okay,
like
okay.
his ancestors, like they, the only reason why she got caught was because she killed an old woman.
Oh,
And then they locked her up.
right,
And
okay.
she died. And then like the guy, I guess he wanted like closure.
Yeah.
So he went back to the town and was like, hey, I'm sorry that my family member from like almost like 100 years ago did this to your dead aunt or somebody that you
Right.
never really met before.
So if you guys write up a group or include a grant in it, you could even budget like this. Sometimes this is fun. Our amount requested is 420,000.
So when is this group coming to campus and?
We won't know till March if we get the money.
So y'all
They can reject the hell out of us. Like, y'all crazy. We ain't
Y'all
getting
not
money.
gonna get this on campus till like next fall semester, next.
And you're
spring.
graduated by then?
Yeah, I graduate next spring. God will.
Are you the only senior?
I mean, no, not next spring, next.
Okay, so you will be here. Okay, good. Okay. So if you write a grant, here's what it would look like. And this is the stuff you'll include. You can do this for like your final paper, project summary. They made me the PD. Everybody calls it something different. It stands for, PI means primary investigator. PD, project director. I see it in the top. So,
They want you to lead a project.
yes, and then here's our write-up. This is like what you're doing for your final paper. So stress and anxiety are most prevalent issues reported among college students. Meanwhile, 16% of the Black population experience a mental health episode, 12 to 50% having a mental health issue. We should have citations for that. And I don't think Kathleen wrote with citations. Especially this last one. Do you guys think this is true? CSU has observed a 60% increase in the number of students seeking intervention for depression or anxiety.
Yeah, because Dr. Hunt, she was on me.
She is, but that would mean if she saw 200 last year, she
I feel
sees
like
300.
60 is probably.
It probably is.
Right. That's why I would want a citation for that. Because if they come back to us like,
Yeah.
where are you
But
coming
they
from?
do be on campus talking to the students and stuff.
Okay. All right. So we did we actually called this the THC grant. We wanted to add some humor into it. All right. So this is your final paper. Like, this is kind of how you would write it up. You would all.
Wait, whoa, where you going? This is the final paper.
He don't care.
5 minutes is what? I'm on the paper now. Okay.
Oh, it's fine. We'll talk about it next time. It's 150. It's fine. So yeah, you guys will write like
How long is this?
it's 8 to 15. Mine was 96 pages, but you guys will
You
do
said what to what?
8 to 15 pages.
8 to 15.
When is
That's
this
not
due?
bad.
It is
It's
the
not due
last
till-
final.
Yeah, it's not due till like a year long.
Okay.
So.
But I want you to be doing it now.
This is
So
right
you're
after, so this is right after the one assignment we finished now.
right. In the syllabus, the outline is all those like 3 paragraphs, 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs. So this is what we just submitted 2 weeks ago. So you still do it. We're asking for $500,000. So you do this shit right, you get money. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait, so we're gonna write this paper like we're actually writing up a grant.
That would be good. Is
So, like, are there like little mini? I know.
You can do little bits and pieces and snippets of it, like who do you want to serve? What population do you want your group for? How is it going to serve them? What are the stats of that group? You know, it's just every single thing. So this is real life social work. That's all.
Yeah, this is stuff to start on like.
Early, right? That's why I start talking about it now, and I want to show you all kinds of different things that are real life. I have another 100-page grant from Lighthouse that we got that was like $1 million. Lighthouse did. I didn't get shit, but it got me a job. Like I was paid $50,000 a year to still work for them. That's how it always happens. Even on this one, we might get. I think maybe we'll get 6,000 or 7,000 extra per year to run the grant. Because we also have a cap. We can only make 15% above what our salary is at Central. There's all these government caps and all kinds of stuff. But it's, I mean, if you want to raise a family of 5, you better do everything you can to make extra money. So yeah, this is our start. I still want to talk about it more and leading the group. Like if you had more questions, you've already done, but if you had any questions or